Hi everybody, this is Michelle, and I'm here today to share with you a design team project that I made for Country Craft Creations. I will be doing a walkthrough during this video, and then I will have a tutorial coming out soon. So I'm using Cupid's Heart, which is a Valentine's themed paper collection from Country Craft Creations. I had the 8x8 pack that I had purchased for myself, and got some ideas. When I did my last kind of shopping haul video, I also got the new Glamour paper, and I used this pink color and this teal color for this project, as well as Artisan Cardstock, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you, we're going to walk through this and I'll show you my project, and then we'll come back and I will do a tutorial for you real soon. I'll get that ready to go and hopefully have that out within the next week. So we'll go from there. So what I ended up doing was another explosion box, but I did a different type of explosion box, meaning that Country Craft Creations came out with some papers that were 12 by 14. So I wanted to use those in a project. So I made an explosion box that is actually a rectangle using that paper. So it is 4 inches high, and then in the center it's 6. So the box is 4 by 6. The lid itself is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So anyway, it has 3 layers in it, and I filled it full of some fun stuff. I used almost all of my paper collection. I'll show you here real quick. I think I have 1 full sheet left over, and then I have some scraps, like just lots of scraps. So I might be able to do something with that. I have a few big pieces, but we'll see what happens. So on the lid here, I had 1 pink flower left over from a previous design team package, and then I also had some, I have some seam binding from Country Craft Creations that I tied in a bow. And then the flowers here are from the paper in the paper collection, and I used a punch that I had in my stash. This is there Fiskars. It's a Fiskars punch, and I just used several of those. I ran them through one of my shaping molds from Heartfelt Creations. Let me show you that real quick too. And this I did purchase from Country Craft Creations as well. So I made my own flowers to kind of fill in that spot there. On the cover here of the box, I used the paper collection, and then I used a punch in my collection to create some more hearts. And then I used this Glamour paper underneath, and I did pop up this first layer with some foam tape. I used the Glamour on the sides as well. So I'll just kind of show you the outside of the box here. So when you open it up, it is an explosion box. So we have our first layer. Now when you look at the lid, I did put 2 small photo mats in there with one of the cut aparts that I just glued in the middle so you could put a picture underneath. So you don't want to do too many dimensional things with these because you don't have a whole lot of room, but I wanted to do that. So then it opens up, and we have some pockets with some tags here. So I just created out of some of the scrap paper that I had left over a little booklet, and then I put some red Artisan Cardstock in here. Again, for the base of this, I used the Pearl Sheen Natural 12 by 14 Artisan Cardstock, and then I did add a couple sheets of the red as well. So I made that little booklet, and then out of the leftovers here, I made another booklet. I can't get it open, but then I used one of the cut aparts on the front. So this one has a big photo mat under here. I love that. Isn't that beautiful? And then this just tucks in the pocket. So we have 2 of those pockets up and down. And then on the sides here, I'll show you, we have a little diagonal pocket that I made a couple other little photo mats out of the pattern paper, and then the smaller cut aparts that come in the kit. Now, so the next layer is here, and I just use some of the, I don't know if you can see it very well without taking the lid off, but some of the Glamour paper, I just punched little 1/8 inch circles, and I use that instead of doing like an enamel dot or something like that. And I thought that was really pretty, just to add a little something to this lid, but I didn't want to do too much because I didn't want to cover up those kids. So this one here, if you see, it looks really pretty. It's decorated on the outside here, and then poof, it comes up. In here I have one more photo mat, and then I used my punches from my stash and just punched some of the Glamour cardstock. And I punched, this was actually a circle embellishment that I used another heart, and I just layered that down so you can have a photo mat in the lid here as well. Here we have two diagonal pockets on the side, and I just did simple photo mats with that. I did the cut aparts here, and I backed them on some black Artisan cardstock. So those are kind of throughout the whole thing. And then on this page here, I'll show you, well, let me show you this one because it's right side up. Let me make sure you're in frame here. This has a tag that comes out, and I used a punch that I ended up using the shape for it to make that particular shape. So I used a punch. It's only supposed to go to 2.5 wide, but this was, I think, 3 inches wide, so it wasn't going to fit in the punch. But I just used this to kind of go back and forth to the side to make the shape that I wanted. So that kind of worked out pretty well. And then I did use some more Glamour cardstock here to make a hole reinforcement, and then tied some seam binding. So when you take this out, what that ends up doing is opening up this, where you have another photo mat and with a diagonal pocket here, and then you have a place you could put a photo here. Okay, so that is up and down as well on the sides of this. And then we have our inner box, and on this piece of the pattern paper, and then the Glamour cardstock underneath. Let me show you the sides of that. Okay, and then when this opens up, we have yet another photo mat in here, and I use more of my heart punches to just put a little accent in there. And then we have all of these things going on. So let me show you here. So up and down here we have just a simple pocket. I again used the cardstock or the cut aparts here, and then I just did a couple simple photo mats to go in the pocket. So that's up and down. And then on the sides here we have a trifold, so it opens up like this and like that, so you can have different photos in here as well. And then it's tied together with seam binding, so I'm just going to tie a simple knot there. And then in the middle, I'll show you what I did, because I did something a little fun here. Underneath there's one of the cut aparts, and then I had this piece of paper left over, and I didn't want to waste it, so I really wanted to use it, so I backed it on some red Artisan cardstock and then just tucked it in here. But then in here what I did was I made a little stack of love letters. So this will come off kind of like a belly band, or you can untie it and just wrap around, but I just took simple copy paper and made small envelopes. I took a stamp punch and I punched the pattern paper and then just made cute little stamps to go on the fronts of the letters. Okay, they're all different. And then on the backs I used the cut aparts, and then I just made like envelope seals. So when I put the envelopes together, I put the cut apart on there, and then I just added a little piece so that you could close it. So inside each of these is a little trifold, so you could use this as a letter. If you give it to somebody, you could do as many or as few of these as you want. But even if you don't use these, it makes a really cute love letter pile in the middle of your box. So I thought this would be kind of fun. One of my thoughts was to do 14 of these and then do like a 14 days of Valentine's in here. So it just depends on how you want to do it, but isn't that cute? So I left them open so that we could, I could use them if I wanted to, and then these will just go back in here. Now the other thing I wanted to show you, and I'm really excited about, not only with the I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but we're having an ice storm, and the sleet is hitting my window. It's so loud right now. I'm hoping I keep power for a while, so we'll see. Get this video done first. What I was really excited about with this one is that I did something a little bit different. So this is an explosion box, and it looks like all the other explosion boxes, a little bit different shape, of course, but it looks like all the other ones. Everything is, connected and all that, but I thought, what if I did it so that you could take it apart? So I added magnets. So each of these pop up and are held together with magnets. So you can take the layers off and you can work on them, which makes it a lot easier to do. Or you could, you could display them separately, and then when Valentine's Day is over, you can pack them all up and put them away. So that is that was the one thing that I really wanted to try and see if I could get that to work, and it works great. So each of these will just pop right in there, and then you can see that the magnets are super strong. I'm using the large basic gray magnets from Country Craft Creations, and they are amazingly strong. So, you know, you can lift the whole thing and then just twist it and it'll come right off, okay? So then everything just kind of closes up. So like I said, you could take them apart, display them separately, but then they're attached at the same time. So kind of the best of all the worlds of explosion boxes. So you can take them apart to work on them, you can take them apart to display them, but you can also pack them all up in its nice little container here, and then voila, you're stored and you're ready for the following Valentine's Day the next year. So that is my project. So again, I'm using Cupid's Heart. This is Country Craft Creations Valentine's theme. I haven't used this paper before, so I'm really excited about that, and I will be bringing you a tutorial with this real soon. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe. I know that pretty much the whole entire nation is having some issues with weather, and yeah, just everybody stay safe, and I will see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.